Good morning. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was here early. That's how I start late, is when I'm here early. I was trying to find some new music. But cheers. Welcome to the show, Writers Write and chat a bit. I'm Ann Kimbrough, and we're going to do two writing sprints today, where you work on your great work and I work on mine. And I have stuff to work on today. I really do. Let's see. Let me log into chat. I found a new, it's Lo-Fi Beats, YouTube channel Stomps playlist. Thanks, guys, for doing what you do and creating copyright-free music for us to write to. It's hard to find that perfect little blend. Okay. It's Monday. Wow. I woke up an hour early today. An hour early. I did not go to bed an hour early. Okay, let's see. Let's see how many times it takes me to log into chat today. Hey, it only took 3. Where can I resize this? There we go. Okay, let me do... weekend was normal-ish. Well, I can't say it was good or bad. It was. I guess you gotta plan more if I really want something to report. Stomps playlist. All right. I'm going to get us started here. 25 minutes are on the clock, if I can find the clock. It's buried under so many open windows. Somebody once said the desktop is like your brain, and if you have too many things open, it will crash. I can't tell you how many things I have open. So, note to self, clear up that brain. Ready? On your mark, get set, right! Ding, ding, ding. Our first 25-minute writing sprint has started. That sounded like Chandler Bing from Cheers. Yeah, we have a lot in common. Yeah, man, I'm gonna do some. I'm on deadline. I passed the script over to my partner, and he's like, "We need to finish this script in like a couple weeks now." He's worried we're going to get undercut in the market by a competing project that is, it's not a movie, but it could undermine us. So we are going to work faster. Nothing like a little pressure, stress to make things work, to make the creative mind work better. Yeah, no. Anyway, let's see. Now the music sounds really low. I know that if I don't make it sound a little loud to me, you guys won't even hear it. Clap with me. Yeah, whatever. I'm trying a new channel. I mean, I just probably go back to the one I always use. But that's because I've just gotten accustomed to it and it blends in. When I do one like this, I notice it and I'm like, music, what are they doing? It's competing. But I've thrown a bunch of notes into the script and now I'm going to make magic. All right, let's do this. Hey, Sergio, good morning. How's work, man? How's life treating you? I hope it's being very nice. Okay. I think I put too many notes. Because now I feel obliged to read them. Oh, it is about what I'm trying to write about. You know what? I'm just gonna cut some of this and put it in a script note. Gotta use all these things to your advantage. If I can find script note. Ah, much better. I'm still using this track features. I have definitely sent a lot of notes to Final Draft about how I would improve track features. It's vital when you're sending the script back and forth between writing partners, but see, I guess I don't have to save it. The good thing about Final Draft, it does constantly save itself, but I wanted to just turn off the track features when I'm working on like a new section. But if you do that, you have to accept. So you can't turn off track features or you'll lose whatever you were tracking. So you have to accept them all. And I don't want to do that. So I have to continue to work in it, which means everything I type comes up in a blue font. So I have to just sort of accept it, what I typed, so that way, blue means somebody changed it. So if I'm putting it in for the first time, I don't want it to be in blue. Anyway, do you guys work on Final Draft? For those of you that don't, you're just like, I don't know what she's talking about. All right, I'm focusing. You're driving. I'm glad things are better. Well, that's cool. You can... Well, I'm not going to talk a lot this morning. I always say that, though. I woke up an hour before my alarm clock. And I'm like, my eyes now feel like little hot coals right from the fire. Because I, of course, didn't try to force myself. I mean, it's an hour. I mean, I just need to, like, sleep that time. It's hard to go back to sleep and get a good sleep in an hour. I guess I could have tried harder. But instead, I got my phone out. So that's never going to help, is it? It makes your eyes feel worse. Let's see, I didn't put any drops in them. Oh, I'll have to put some drops in later. And then sit somewhere with my eyes closed and sleep. Perchance to dream. All right. I know what I'm writing. Technically, she told herself. This music sounds kind of off tone. I mean, like key. I mean, I'm not like some musical person, so for me to even think that means it's got to be kind of off. I'm assuming it's called lo-fi beats. So to me, lo-fi means it's that noise under music. Like if you were using an old record player, that would have like a lot of that lo-fi, and then they add in like stuff. Like sometimes it's street sounds. So like on this recording, I can hear like some kind of, it's almost like a hiss, but it's not that hard. Anyway, I'm very attuned to sounds now that I've been editing audio for podcasts.
Hey, Chris, how are you, man? It's been a while. Thank you. That's funny. The stomach. I don't know. I was kind of mean to the stomach guy. Yeah, you're right. It's not me. It's the lo-fi beats. Anyway, I hope you've come to write, my friend. I mean, I don't want to dissuade anyone from coming. I'm always happy when someone just engages with me. But the stomach thing was just, sorry, that was just, it's not what I come here to do. Did I tell you that I told my husband about it? He's like, well, you should start working on all kinds of body sounds. He's a funny guy. Yeah. Anyway, I tend to make light of things that confuse me. Like, what can you do? I really don't like this background music though. Like, it's really funny when you use the cursor for this computer to try to work that computer. It don't work that way. All right, I'm gonna go back to my normal music. It doesn't anymore. So I actually just did feel it growl. That was just the one time. Is that something you like to tune into for as well? That was weird. And then Sergio, my bud Sergio, actually put those timestamps on it. I got to learn how to do timestamps. I don't understand how people found the stomach growling timestamps. I don't know. I don't try to make my stomach growl. It's just this is morning for me, and I basically get up and pull my coffee out, and so I haven't eaten. So it just depends. The growls can happen. I try not to do it. I try not to. I did think that was a thing. Is that a thing for you too? There's a whole untapped source of fans out there. But I do this for people that want to come and practice or sort of have a buddy when they're writing. As writers back in the day, which was before the pandemic, used to meet friends in coffee shops. And, everyone has their laptops. You chat a little, you write a little, you have coffee. So that's kind of what I'm trying to recreate here for writers. And it's timed. For me, it really at least it gets me up in the morning to do something. And it does. I'm busy writing all day long. So this just kind of starts my day the right way on Mondays and Fridays. I think because we're talking about my stomach growling, it's growled twice. I don't know if it's audible, but I'm feeling it. Oh, my stomach. What's worse is that I keep drinking. I love my coffee with a lot of creamer. I feel like lately, if you talk about body sounds, is that I always have to clear my throat because I'm like that. I don't think creamer's really good for my body. And once upon a time I thought it was creamer. Like this is like soy creamer. It's not milk based. It shouldn't bother me. But it's also that it's morning for me, and so I'm waking up. Things are draining when you wake up. I don't know. I could sneeze a few times. Anyone into sneezes? Yeah, I am really hungry right now. The stomach could growl some more. No. That was so loud that time. Honestly, it was painfully loud in my stomach. Painfully loud. But outside of the stomach growling, have you come here to write, Mr.? Oh, I don't know. You could be a Miss Chris. Chris is a good name. I like Chris because it could be a guy, a girl, anything. A puppy? A puppy that types? That could be really interesting. All right, now the music seems loud. But anyway, I am on a very tight deadline. Like, I need to write half a script in a week. I need to do it.
You're married. Yes, I'm married. I have one son who's who's so old now that I have to introduce him as my younger brother. That's my joke. I have to introduce my son as my younger brother and my father as my grandfather. Not that my dad looks old enough to be my grandfather, but just saying. If you knew his age, you would know how old I am. Well, you could guess. Anyway, both of them age me. It's a girl thing, I think. Do guys care as much about their age as women do? Only one kid? How many do you have? Yeah, I started kind of late in life when it came to kids. I remember when I got pregnant. Some friend said, "Wow, you're pregnant? I thought you hated children." I'm like, "What do you think? Why did you think I hated children? Just because I was single? I just didn't want to have a kid without being married. Excuse me." Nah, I think it's probably the hardest work you'll ever do, being a parent, because it never ends in many ways. And you have to really be up for all the transitions of your hands-on experience. And I guess I feel like that's the thing I did the best. Is because in the beginning I was very much a mom that was, I don't want to say helicopter mom. I know it has a really, really bad connotation because I probably wasn't that bad. But I was very protective, you know, and it felt like that was my job. He wasn't going to get hurt on my watch, you know. But I was very aware, if you had known me in the beginning of having a baby, I was very aware that that would change over time and I would not be that protective. That as he gained knowledge, I should let him go. And I did. I'm really proud of that. Really proud of that part of me. But yeah, that's probably the best thing I've ever done in my life. Have a kid and raise him well. I didn't do it alone. I'll give my husband some credit. At least half. At least. I think it's important to have two slightly sane parents. It helps. Sure stacks the deck in your favor. Not that we have any control over that. I guess we just have control over being the good parent, which is hard. It's not about being perfect. I honestly would say it's more about being there. Trying not to freak out. That's the beginning and end of my parenting advice. But thanks for asking. I guess I just have to, sometimes with a scene, if you're writing screenplays, I think if you're writing books too, you just have to allow yourself to write it badly. Because that's what editing is for. 8 more minutes of this writing sprint. Does it sound like I'm typing? Because I'm just tapping the keys with my fingernails. Now I'm really typing. Does my husband have any other children? No. We've only ever been married to each other. Not that you have to be married to have children, but the answer is no.
How many children do you guys have? We're getting all personal. Hey, Kelly. How are ya? I have my coffee. And one on the way for the break. I haven't made it yet. My coffee ASMR period has not happened. But you're in time, catching the end of the first riding sprint, and then we will start our second one of the day. How are you doing? I have a 30... Stargio, how do you have a 35-year-old? I thought you were like 35. Oh, well, cool. I guess you've done your job with the 35-year-old. You could warn me about things that are coming up for my son. 16, that's an interesting age. Is a 16-year-old a girl or a boy? So I've only raised a son, but I would say they seem easier than girls, but I guess it just depends on the kid. I mean, I was an easy child to raise. If I say so myself. But I mean, we have friends. We know how they have been with their parents. I was pretty easy. I was kind of I don't know if you'd call me, I was independent. I was an independent, feisty kid. And I had a lot of self-confidence as a child. And I think it's totally because my parents sort of made me think I could do anything I wanted. So I guess I was lucky in that aspect, because later in life you do learn that you can't do everything that you want to. You can try, but I think their way of raising me, being so supportive, really helped me to do the things I wanted to do, and really helped me through the tough periods where life smacked you down, because that happens to everybody. It's just 2 sons. Well, I think sons are great. I absolutely adore my son, Wyatt. He's cool. He's a cool guy. And he's out of the house now. But I see him, actually, I feel like I see him more now than when he lived with us. I mean, as a teenager, because, teenagers kind of, there's always that period where they know more than you. And once they get out on their own and they get to do things, they realize that, mom and dad aren't that bad. That's what I used to always tell him. I used to say, hey, my gosh, stay here as long as you can take it, because someone's paying your bills. You can save the money you earn. And, the independence you want it now, but once you actually get it, you'll be like, oh, it wasn't so bad at mom and dad's. I mean, unless it is bad at mom and dad's, but for him, it wasn't that bad. I feel sad, sad in the sense of when we got this house. So the houses in Las Vegas, a lot of them, or at least there was a period where they were built with casitas. So that's like it's like a little apartment separate from your house, and people I guess used them as offices or for a mother-in-law suite kind of thing. I don't know, but I feel bad now that we didn't look for that kind of house, because I'm sure he would have stayed longer if we could have put him in the casita. But when we moved here, he was too young to live in the casita, and I wasn't thinking ahead. But that's what I would recommend if you're going to make a move when your kid's like about 8, 9, 10. Find a house with a casita that you can move them into when they get to be a teenager and need some freedom. If you want to keep them around. I'm just saying. Or just a place that you could turn into a home office. Wisdom. The wisdom I give you. Wisdom I wish I had at the time. But anyway, it all worked out. So, all is good. All right, I'm just going to have to write some dialogue here in my 9 seconds. Well, at least I finished the sentence. All right, ooh, I can't find where is it? Once again, I buried the lead. No, all right, man, women. I don't know what to say. Dudes and dudettes. Our first writing sprint is done. How'd you do? Was anyone writing along with me? Let's see. Oh, good. Kelly's well. Oh. Yeah, I think we're okay. I was reading Sergio's comment about being a wartime. Can you guys see the comments? I mean, I'm saying this to people that see this after the fact. Anyway, I think they do pop up as you go. It's our break time. What are you drinking today? I'm just drinking. Oh, my second one, I decided to do decaf. Can you even read that? Decaf Especial. Boom, chickalaka. All right. Seeing as how I started, oh well, I still got a few minutes. I was here on time. I just started late. Let's see. So it's Monday. Yeah, so, how's your stress level? It's starting, so on Monday, I feel like your stress level should start down here. I feel like mine is already up here, because I think that's what woke me up an hour early, is that I was just like, dang. In my weeks, I usually feel like I've planned things out. I mean, I'm not getting paid for the screenplay I write. I'm working hard on it to get paid when it sells, which I think is so backwards. It's obviously not the way you should do it. I mean, but that's how you do it if you're not established screenwriter that has a long track record. I don't know. Even if you do that. Oh, draft. Right. That's the word. Draft. I was trying to think of it too, Sergio, and I couldn't. But anyway, so yeah, it feels really crazy to bust your butt for something that you might get paid for in the near future. Anyway, that's what I'm doing this week. And the stress is high to do it and do it right. And, I don't know. We just got some news about this true life story that we might get undercut on it. Not with a script, but other things. Anyway, a documentary actually. So, if a documentary can get completed and sold before we can go out with our script, that kind of ends the journey, so to speak. So that was like bad news. That was kind of bad news. I mean, we put a lot of time into this, and we're halfway through the script, so it's kind of like, if we could finish the script in a couple weeks, maybe we have a shot. And that's, I mean, honestly, a script of this level, we're really trying to, it's got to be really good. And it's many layers. So, I don't know. Stress level. Ding, 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 ding. You can only do your best. And I've put this much time into it, so I'm going to finish it. All right, let's get our second, what's my clock? Oh, I'm so pushing us. Right. Okay. I really think this coffee machine is not working again. I'm going to have to, it's making like half a cup where it would have been at least 3/4 before. That makes me put more creamer in because it doesn't look like it's enough. Oh well. Let's see what it tastes like. I mean, it's decaf. Oh, it's hot though. That's good. It's okay. I'm gonna finish the decaffeinated one first. Or caffeinated one, not decaffeinated one. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let's get the second writing sprint going, because that's what you hopefully came here to do. On your mark, get set, write! 25 more minutes is on the clock. I gotta look at this. This is, oh yeah, there's water. I will have to dump that later, or I'll have it dribbling down towards the electronics. Not good. The problem is that is cold. Not that cold coffee isn't bad. Let's see. You left your country because of the draft. Well, I can honestly say that the United States has not had a draft that I can recall. And there might have been a time, like during my lifetime, like if I had been a guy, I do pay attention to those things. I think there might have been a time when they were discussing having guys sign up for the draft. But I have a feeling it didn't happen. Like when I could have signed up for the draft. Anyway. It is what it is. The United States does maintain a pretty large military. So I think that's why we haven't had it. So we sort of came out our script, Kelly, in a backwards kind of way. No one hired us. And so what we did write, we didn't write a treatment. It's a true life story. So what we did is we wrote a one page. So that's, it summarizes the whole script with a log line on one page. And actually, I'd have to say it was probably a 2-pager. And it was emailed out. So we did share that with some people that we work with, or trying to work with. And the feeling was that they thought that it was a good story, but they wanted to read the script, which most people do. And normally I wouldn't take something out that early on without a script, just because, I don't know, you have more protection if you've actually written a script. Yeah, it's like a synopsis, but they call it a one sheet or one page, and it usually has the log line, and it just it gives you the full arc of a story. That it's usually about 4 paragraphs long, and each paragraph would represent a part of this, an act. Yeah. Well, Serge, I come from a military family, so I guess my view about the draft's a little different, but I can understand that. Yeah, my dad was a fighter pilot, so I grew up in the military, so I'm Air Force brat. So I feel like I did join without having to join. I definitely had to live in some dangerous places because of my dad's service. But it was fun. I was young. I didn't know any better. But back to what I was talking to Kelly about. Yeah, so we came about it that way. So sometimes you might have to do a treatment if you were hired to write something, so that everyone knows that they're, if someone's paying you, you usually have a step deal, and with that will come a detailed outline, because they have to sign off on the outline before you start writing it. You're not supposed to write off the track. They want to know exactly what you think the story is, and they want you to turn in a script that's close to what they're expecting. And if you don't sit down with whoever hires you and hash that out and figure that out, which can be a lot of just writing a treatment and then sending it back and forth, it just protects everybody in the process, and gives you more of ammunition to get to the end of the project, because you can be taken off at any point if someone's hired you to write it. If you come back with a first draft that they just think is crap or off what they expected, they can just fire you and go on to other writers, or they can give you a shot. But yeah, so we just did that. And so this process has taken a lot of time in interviewing the main subject. And which happens with true life stories. I mean, there's an element of this script that, I don't know. Should I be writing it? Excuse me. I mean, I'm a good writer, but we'll see. The pressure is on to complete it, which I don't think is really good for writing good. I can write fast, but oh, excuse me. See, it makes me cough. I might have to walk over there and cough. I really need like a mute button. I'd have to open like 5 things to mute myself. All right, focus. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Kelly said, of course I should write it. Well, I am. Whether they like it or not, I am. I don't know. I just want to get through this at this point. Sort of learning that we were on this crunch is sort of taking the fun out of it. Because I feel like I didn't really know what we were up against, but my writing partner probably did, or other people that are another guy that's attached to the project did. And part of me is like, should we even have taken this on if this was going to be an issue? I mean, it was always there that something else could steal our thunder, so to speak, but I felt like that other project, those people should wait, because if we can set up this as a movie, it would only help their project. But if they set up what they're doing before we do, then they'll destroy our project, and they will hurt the main guy that we have the life rights to, who he's the main character, he's the main guy, but they could tell it from a different point of view, so they could totally undermine everything we're doing. Oh, I see, Serge. I've never copywritten a script, but yes, it's always a good thing. I always did I registered it with the Writers Guild. So you should do something. So our situation isn't someone stealing our script. And I don't know, all the years I've worked in the business, that's really, to me, you just have to know who you're sending your stuff to. To me, it's far easier for someone to steal an idea because you can't copyright an idea and you have to talk about your script to everybody. And then someone hears a good idea like your script and they tell it to somebody else that you don't even know who they are. And that's how ideas get stolen. So to me, you need to protect good ideas, high concept ideas, true life like ours ideas. But of course, we found out about our true life from somebody else, and then we were able to get to the main guy and secure his life rights. So while we have those, he's not the only person involved, and this story could be told as pretty much any story can be told from a different point of view. So if those people tell, and so that's basically what we're really kind of up against. It's other people that could tell this story. It's a good story, but who we're dealing with is the main guy. And I would feel really bad for him if the story got taken away from him, because it's his life story. It's only some of these other people that are involved, it's only a portion of their life story. This is his life story. And it would be really sad if he didn't make any money on it. So, I mean, I've had many projects start and not go anywhere. Many projects. And it was never because someone stole my idea. It was all through, I guess, legal ways. And it's through who you choose to do business with. I mean, we had a really great project that 2 different companies wanted. And it was out. I mean, I probably couldn't have picked. I would have picked the one that was a sure thing. And I think we picked the longer shot. It wasn't much of a longer shot, but we picked to work with a company in China. It was a much bigger, better deal. And it turned out to just not go anywhere. And it tied up our script for a long time. And that just sort of takes a toll because we had a lot invested in that. And of course, it came with a lot of extra work. There were rewrites we did. I don't know. Looking back, you make the decisions you make and you think they're okay. It could have worked out, but it didn't. And there's just, I don't know. So far I have a career of that. I've made money screenwriting, but the most money I've made has been actually fixing other people's scripts. That's where I've made my money. And it's not like I'd call it a living, that's for sure. I mean, it's not a salary. It's just sort of like getting a really nice Christmas bonus or something. It's usually yeah, several $1,000s kind of thing for writing. And they're all different size projects. Some are movies, some were short films I've written. But, I can write a pretty decent script. And I would love to see one made. More than even the paycheck, which would be really nice to finally. I mean, I have some really great contracts out there for scripts. If they were made, I'd be sitting pretty. I'd be here going doot doot doot. I'd be dancing. So it's kind of weird to have that many contracts out there that could make you money, but they probably won't. This is a weird business, which is why I pursue my own books and podcasting. And like anything creative. Well, if it's your opinion, you have to absolutely copyright it. I don't know. Here's the point. Here's the one thing I never did. If you do copyright it, which it's a smart thing to do. I guess it's smart if you're going to take the script out somewhere. Are you willing to sue someone? Because basically what you're betting on is that someone else is going to steal your idea, that you can connect your idea, your script to their movie. And they're going to make a movie, and then the movie's going to make money. That's what you're betting on or protecting yourself from. Because if somebody steals your idea, makes it into a movie that doesn't make money, there's not much to get. And you have to sue them. So are you going to sue them? I don't know. I my way of doing it is I choose to work with people that I trust and I know that are in business, and it's much easier for them to pay you for your script, connect you to the project in some way, than it is for them to take your idea. But look a little bit into those cases. There's a lot of rules. So, like, I knew someone once that was an arbitrator on things like that, and he dumped some knowledge on me. And the fact is that you should know how much they have to actually take from your script to get compensated for it. Yeah. Anyway, that's a different weasel, a different hole to dive into, and I just don't. Honestly, the way people can take advantage of writers, a copyright will not protect you from. And the worst way that they take advantage of you is that they option your script and they make you rewrite it over and over and over again, and you never get paid for any of that. That's how. Or they pay you a little bit of money, and then they keep asking for more stuff. And because you're a team player, you will make it work. And so you'll give them extra. I don't know. I think writing's the hardest part of the entertainment business, because I know a lot of people ask actors to work for free and do stuff for free, but writers, it's far worse of how much stuff people that actually have money and are making money in the industry ask you to do for free. You know, when it comes to crew, you'll see some, but yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Serge. Copyright is peace of mind, but you could just do the WGA registration too. I mean, that shows basically all you're trying to do is you have to show a point of time when the script was yours and complete. Don't mail it to yourself. That does not work. But WGA registration shows that. I believe it's cheaper than copywriting, but whatever. Copywriting is very easy to do online, so you can do it. So I'm not saying don't do it, but if you have 50 scripts, or you're not going to have that many, but even if you had like 5 scripts, I mean, do the math and see if it's worth it. I mean, is that script even a big enough idea that someone would steal? Where did you get the idea? Could somebody else claim it's just an idea that's out there in the world? You know, so I guess I would save my money based on all of that. If I wrote some rom-com, I'd probably be pulling from a lot of sources. So for me to say, you know, somebody would have to take that, get their hands on that script and really just change a few pages or a little bit of it. God, if they changed enough, how could you tell? I don't know. So that's what I'm talking about. There's variables like that I would take into consideration before I spent money on a copyright. It's just that simple. Yeah, I guess my point, Sergio, is yes, true. It's peace of mind. It's easy to do. It's costs money. It depends how many things you have to copyright. It's a good protection that you probably will never use. I don't know. But anyway, I guess I've said my concerns of it. Let's just say, of all the things I've written, I've never copywritten any of my scripts. I've copywritten books. But whatever you do not put the copyright on the script. That's an amateur move. Don't put that anywhere. All right, I gotta focus. I hear you, Serge. WGA doesn't matter that much in like a court of law. You need the copyright. But it's something. It's a legitimate way to mark a time when you have completed a script. So, just saying. It still boils down to the fact: are you going to sue somebody? Because that's the only time you need a copyright is if you're going to sue somebody. It's the only time. It serves no other benefit. Let's see how much copyright costs these days. I believe it's like $50. It was last time I checked. I thought it was. Can I type it? Flat fee. Clear pricing. Oh shoot, that's legal Zoom. Copyright fees. Registration. It says $45 now, but there's other filing fees for authorship, single author, doing it for themselves, a not for hire project. That would be $45. Other filing $65, and paper filing in certain states is $125. I don't know what that means. Registration of a claim. No. Oh, you got to pay them if you want to register a claim. There's a lot of different things you can register. Supplementary? Anyway. Have at it. So it's at least 45, it says. You should actually, though, Serge. I saw what Serge said. If they steal my story, I'm coming after them. If you read some stories like this, there's so many stories out there. Not the ones that like the big ones, but there's so many stories out there of how claims work against you. Actually, I knew the guy. He was in arbitration for even story credit. And that was fascinating about how people that actually got paid, but they'll bring on more and more writers. So you can only have so many names. I think it's 3. And it could be teams of people as a script is written by. So there'll come a time when you have to go through arbitration to what names will be used and attached to a script. And that can be quite dicey. Frankly, you probably, and a lot of us could fall into that category where if somebody options a script you've written, very many times they'll want other people to rewrite it or punch it up or whatever nice term they put on it. But basically they're like, we love your script, but we don't want to work with somebody we don't know. We just want to take your script. They'll pay you for it. And then they'll go off and they'll totally rewrite it by someone else. And there's the other people they hire to come in and write your script know what it takes to be the writer of, that gets the credit for it. And of course, credits are huge. You want to get credits on movies that are made, right? So in arbitration, you might have to fight over that. And obviously, it's going to be some lawyer. Once again, you have to pay someone to fight for you to get your due credit. And it doesn't matter what it says in your contract. It matters. If they take it to arbitration, it matters how much of the script was there. And obviously, if you wrote the original script, I think you'd always be there. But if you were hired to write it, which most jobs in Hollywood are, that's that's where you want to go. If your idea is that I'm just going to write spec scripts and sell them, that's not really the model in Hollywood for screenwriters. You want to get a name by writing some great spec that gets turned into a movie, and then people want to hire you to write stuff. But that's where the money is, getting hired to write. And when you get hired to write, you could easily get rewritten by other people hired to rewrite.
And there's a lot of tricks that they know to get the sole credit. Probably because of just credits equal a career, but it also means that they probably get paid more. There could be something in their contract, you don't know. And there's many things they do. If you create a new character in a script, if you're hired to rewrite a script, it's really great if you can add a new character that you've created. Read what was that movie? What was that movie? It was famous for all these shenanigans. What was his name? You can't read my mind, can you? $25. I don't know. I just looked it up. It said 45, but I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Who am I trying to think of? If I can think one name. Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing. That went through crazy arbitration. No, it wasn't Dirty Dancing. It was the guy in Dirty Dancing. Ghost. Sorry, Ghost was the movie. That went through crazy arbitration. And I think somebody created Whoopi Goldberg's character and added them to that story. And that's why they did another movie with just Whoopi Goldberg, is because they had created that character and they had rights to that character. They didn't have rights to the other characters. Something like that. Anyway, yeah. If you can create a new character when you're a rewriter coming in, that will get you something. That's important. You should know these things too if you ever become oh gosh, now I've really buried it. Where are you? If you ever get working in Hollywood, you will be a person at some point that rewrites stuff. You need to know what gets your name on as someone that is credited for rewriting stuff. So at some point, it doesn't feel like it's just a big game. Performing arts, PA. Oh, okay. I definitely support getting copyright if you want to get it, but I've also never done it, so. Still the best way to protect yourself is to know who you're dealing with. And you need to keep good records about who you send your script out to, because that's a big part of these cases, is being able to prove that that person got your script, or even just talk to you about screenwriting, or, you know, that's why people make you sign release forms to read your script, is because they're trying to protect themselves from you saying, oh, I sent them an email. You're like, well, we don't actually read people's stuff unless they sign the release form, because people do have competing projects. People develop the same stories at the same time. And that's because we're all consuming the same stuff. So we all can come up with the same ideas. So I really have to go back to the fact, if you have a huge concept, like something that you feel like you just told it to somebody and it'd be like, wow, we've got to make that movie. You have to protect that concept. That's the only number one way that you can really help yourself, is that you don't tell it to everybody. And whoever you tell it to knows that they shouldn't tell it to other people. Because if you have some great concept and you tell it to somebody and then they go out, and I would think even industry people do this, but most industry people know not to talk about story to other people because they're trying to get the big story. So they're not going to go around and tell it to everybody at lunch. But if you tell it to somebody that then tells it to somebody, you cannot connect it to that second person that they had your story. You have nothing to prove, and they are free to use your idea because you can't sue them. I mean, you can. Maybe something can happen. But that chain, you see what I'm talking about? That chain keeps removing them from you. They take your idea away, and they'll change it up because all they have is your idea. So they're going to end up writing something that, yeah, it's kind of like it, because most ideas unfold the same way. But it'll be uniquely theirs. Yours will be uniquely yours. And unfortunately, there'll be two competing scripts out there, and they probably have better contacts, and theirs will sell. And am I being really depressing?
Anyway, so that's the number one way that you should protect yourself, because it will stop all this other stuff from happening. And I just feel like that's important to say, because yes, get your copyright, do whatever you feel you need to do. But if you just do your copyright and then think you're safe, you're not. You need to do these other things to protect your idea. You don't tell everybody. I remember people that were saying, well, when you're coming up with the log line, you should test it on people everywhere. Well, you should not test a great idea on people everywhere. You need to understand how to write a log line. If you can, have a few people you really trust and test it on them. But honestly, you really have to have a few people that you can trust to read your script, that know how to read scripts and give you honest or, good feedback, and test one pages and all the things you use to pitch your script to. All those things. But mostly then you have to and you have to tell people that know your idea that this is something that you're not going to talk to about other people. I mean, it has to be said amongst those you trust. And hopefully it's a two-way street. Most of the times, most of the relationships I've made where I've shared big concepts, they were with writers that I trusted and they trusted me with their stuff. And we understand that we don't go out and talk about somebody's great idea if they've trusted us with it. Does that make sense? Are you with me here? Anyway, so I would just say, please protect yourself in those ways as well as copyright, because they're the ones that really count. Copyright is after the problem has happened. Copyright is there. It's your insurance, I guess. But these other things I'm talking about, protecting your concept and your idea, only dealing with people that you know are working in the industry, have money, do set up projects. I mean, there's services out there that will blast your log line to everybody in the industry. Why would you want to do that? I mean, you need to pitch stories to people that are looking for those kind of stories. It's just that simple. And that's harder to do, obviously, much harder to do. But one thing is it protects your script. It protects this thing you spent a lot of time to build. And it also gives you a better return on time invested. Because if you're just blasting to a bunch of people, then that means that a bunch of people will probably not even read it. So there's that. But you'll have a bunch of people that'll say no. Oh, so would you rather get like 100 no's from people that would have never bought your script? Or would you rather get 5 no's from people that were buying scripts like yours? Because you actually could have sold to them. I guess no's are no's, so I don't know. But do you understand? I hope you at least get what I'm saying. I mean, those are hard lessons learned. Cool. Well, hopefully Kelly can read all that. I'm sure it's all there on the copyright site. Sir, are you still driving? How are you Googling all this information while you're driving? Be safe out there. All right. Well, we've done our 2 writing sprints. We've talked about copyright. I've given you the only advice I know on that topic, so I hope it helps. Protect yourself in many ways. Anyway, any ways you can protect yourself, I do support it. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying do it all the way. Do 360 support before, during, and after of script launching. All of that stuff. Actually, that's how you'll reap the benefits of working in the industry. I'm going to be back here on Friday, and I'm going to spend the rest of my day working on this script. Because I have to get it. So I'm halfway through the script, and I would like to have the other half, at least in some rough form, by the end of the week. So that's Sunday. My end of the week is Sunday in my mind. It could be whenever I want it to be. It could be Tuesday, but it won't be, because that would be crazy. Stress level is still here. I'm trying to bring it down. But anyway,
Hope you have a great week. Look forward to seeing you on Friday. Thanks for joining me today, and hope you keep the good, keep fighting the good fight out there. Oops, if I can type. We'll catch you next time on Writer's Right. Bye. Wait, what did somebody say? Did somebody say something, or is that just me? Sometimes it pops up on the screen before it pops up on me. What does it say? Okay, it says, okay, thanks. Oh, that's just me. That's weird how long it takes to show up there. Oh, no, there's Sergio. Oh, you're at the supermarket. Good. I'm glad you're not. You would have to be texting, Googling, and driving. That just sounds crazy. Take care, Serge. Thanks for joining me, Kelly and Chris and everybody out there. Allie, if you're watching after the fact. Hopefully we'll see Andrew again. He's working hard. And he's getting married. Wait, Andrew's getting married today. Yay! Let's say a big shout out for Andrew on his nuptials day. We'll throw our virtual rice and wish him all the best. Take care, guys. Until next time.